Hi, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Galit Ventura-Rozen, and I'm a women empowerment and business mentor. And one of the things I love more than anything is spotlighting amazing women like Dallisa Hocking. And I'm going to let her introduce herself because I don't think I could do it any justice. And then we'll jump right in and give you some value and some amazing topics. So Dallisa, go ahead.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be a participant here today. So yeah, I am a psychic medium right off the bat, living in Las Vegas. I've lived here twice. I went to UNLV and did the whole corporate road. I was in corporate HR for a few different casino companies, and I call it retired probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and took a detour to Texas and worked for a private business school. And it was while I was living in Texas that I started to develop and open up to gifts that I've essentially had my whole life, which is being clairvoyant and working with spirits that have transitioned over to the other side. I'm fifth generation. I really get my gifts from the paternal side of my family, although there are some people on my maternal side that have the gift as well. So it kind of is all around me and my family. I grew up in a household that we openly spoke about ghosts and what relative had visited us the night before walking across the living room. So it's what I've known forever and ever.
Oh, I'm sure that made interesting family conversations around the dinner table, right?
Always.
I think what I love is that someone as yourself, which you know I work with women just like you, that did the corporate thing, did the work or whatever way your path went, and then here comes this passion, this gift, and you're like, okay, wait, I probably need to take a look at this because it won't go away. And then you just allowed it and you just really accepted it, and here we are, right?
Exactly. I think what the key for my progress and growth with this was seeing it as the gift, just like you stated, but then saying, okay, let's take a deeper dive into this and understand why it's presenting now, and what I can do with it. What can I bring to the table with this, and how can I help people through this gift? And so although it completely took me off the path that I was on, it just kept knocking louder and louder. And I feel for all of us, no matter where we are on our path and what we're doing and what comes along, I feel as long as we keep our hearts open and we surrender and let go and know that the universe has our grandest, our grandest plans in mind, even more than what we could ever really dream up for ourselves, then we'll always be taken care of.
I love that. And I love more than anything that when you actually allow what you're supposed to do or what your purpose is or your passion, everything just falls into place. And so it's just exciting when I get to talk to women like you that are just glowing from it. You're like glowing. It's so awesome. So Dallisa, I love the topic that you're going to talk to us a little bit about today. So why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what that is?
Yes. So I want to talk a little bit about inner energy and the way that energy can block you from your path forward, depending on who you have energetic connections with. Okay. So I often, other than doing psychic readings and connecting with departed loved ones, I also work with clients on letting go of that relationship. You know the one I'm talking about, where you wake up some mornings and you're, oh, I can't believe I have to talk to this person, or I can't believe they're still in my life. And releasing that energy that is built up between you and that other person. So it could be a romantic relationship of an ex or somebody that you were married to, or a boss that you can't seem to move past, or somebody that's a business partner, or you're working on a project together and you just can't seem to settle the energy. So it could be that you still have to continue to work with them, or it could be somebody from the past that keeps running through your head. So there are a couple of things that I walk clients through. So if this is somebody that you really just want to have peace with, and you can see them from the standpoint of being one of your greatest teachers, which sometimes it takes us a little while to get there. There are a lot of emotions often involved with people that have hurt your feelings or things that have been said or done. But if you can finally see them from a place of being one of your greatest life teachers, then that's a great position to be in, because then you can really forgive them and let that energy go. So one thing you can do is keep that person in mind, and you close your eyes, and you can do this during meditation or just during a quiet visualization, and you see their higher self standing in front of you, which means just the essence of them, and visualize them standing there with your eyes closed, and begin to send a healing green light from your heart into their heart. And as you're sending this healing energy, just imagine and say to yourself that you are forgiving them, that you thank them for the lessons they've taught you. You thank them for being one of your greatest teachers. And you might find that you'll feel great after the first one. You might find that it brings up a lot of tears, and you might feel that the emotion needs to be released, which is perfectly fine. I would advise that you do this exercise, maybe it's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, but do it a couple of days in a row to start to feel more of that release. But sending that green energy or a white healing energy into them will definitely help to break that barrier. But yeah, you can do it with anybody that's in your life, whether it's somebody from the past or somebody that's in your life currently. I think it's all about switching the perspective and the mindset. When you can see the gifts that that person is bringing into your life, and you can see it from what they are trying to show you about yourself, it only makes your own gifts and your own path that much stronger going forward. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I have to just interject, because even for those people that may not believe in energies or how, let's just break it down for them. Because in all honesty, if you're letting somebody into your head and you're thinking about them, I loved how you said that, Dallisa, where you're thinking about them, you're going to bed thinking about them, you're waking up in the morning thinking about them. And I'm not talking about thinking about somebody you're loving and just can't get enough of. They're really taking, almost like they have a power over you. You're allowing them to have a power. So for those people that may not believe in energies and stuff like that, the logical part is there's nothing more beautiful than forgiveness. And I always use the example of, when you're obsessing over somebody that's bothering you, irritating you, making you angry, they have no clue. They don't know what's going on, right? So allowing it to affect you, and it's almost like you're letting this person have more power. And a lot of times, the situations that I've seen it in is when it's somebody that has mistreated somebody. And it could be, like you said, a boss, a friend, or a loved one, and they're already out of your life physically. Okay, let's say you're not working for them, you're not with them anymore, but they still keep having this power, right? So what advice could you give anybody that's watching, aside from this exercise, which is fabulous, to not allow these people to have this power over them?
I think really it's that shift in mindset, and really embracing that mindset of, instead of seeing it as being hurt or that you're still stuck in that vibration, that memory of what happened, but instead of, wow, I'm so thankful that I went through that, because now I've gained this, this, and this. So it's about turning it into being grateful rather than feeling that you were wronged or mistreated. Because my personal opinion is, when you are in that feeling of, oh, they hurt me, or, oh, people like to mistreat me, you get to be right. And so you will continue to attract those types of situations and people and circumstances until you really can see the gifts of what this is all bringing into your life.
And that brings up a perfect point before we wrap up, and I know you're going to love this. How many times in someone's life has the same theme showed up over and over again because they will not deal with it, and they will not let it go or do the exercise that you said or recognize it, or forgive it? So if anybody's watching and you've had the same theme show up over and over again in your life, listen to what Dallisa's saying, because it is possible to stop allowing. And what I mean is being mistreated over and over again, being disrespected, whatever words you choose. Some people use different words. Is that a good piece of advice, Dallisa?
Oh, absolutely. I think we have to be really careful about that story we tell ourselves, because if we're the victim and we feel that we're always victimized in some way or another, that story will continue to bring in things that feed that story. So it's really important to realize what you're telling yourself and that story that loops around in your head. I'm reading a book called The Untethered Soul, and there's a great piece that says, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts.
Love
And
it.
so if you can get your mind around that and switch that story, it will completely change your life.
And it really is based on the connection that a lot of people make to emotion. And I love how you said the hurt. You're so focused on, this happened to me, or this person did this to me, or this boss treats me like this, or this ex-husband treats me like that. Instead, if you step back and looked at yourself, and that's really what I'm hearing you say, this is about you. Stop blaming everybody else. Look at yourself and say, wait, what is it I'm supposed to learn from this? And then I love the energy exercise. Don't allow the energy, but also work here.
Mm-hmm.
So what's one last piece of thing that you can give them when that thought shows up? Because you know it shows up and it'll keep showing up until you keep working on it. What can we tell everyone to do when that thought shows up?
A really simple thing you can do anywhere, even at the DMV, is you just stand here. You can either close your eyes or not close your eyes. And when you start to feel those stories swirling or those thoughts or feeling overwhelmed, just breathe in through your nose and say to yourself the word let. And as you breathe out, say to yourself the word go, and just get in the rhythm of saying let go. And you'll find you'll start to calm yourself down even in the first 30, 60 seconds.
Wonderful. And if, like anything, if you do it over and over again, it's going to make an impact on those thoughts.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Wow. Those were great exercises. I'm going to put them in my little vault because we're all human and we all get affected at some point by somebody. And so we need to recognize it's good to have these little things in our back pocket or in our vault to use. So definitely thank you so much. And tell everybody how they can work with you or how they can get in contact with you so that way they can reach out.
Yes, thank you. Anybody that's interested either in similar exercises that we just did, I teach a lot of psychic development classes, Intuition 101 workshops, meditations, and I also do the psychic medium private sessions. So for any and all of that information, they can just go to spiritandspark.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dallisa. I really appreciate you talking to everybody today, and I'm looking forward to the women reaching out so they can get rid of those blocks that are stopping them from what they want to accomplish.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to connect with you. I love what you're doing.
Thanks, Dallisa.